Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to another segment of Surviving Your 20s. Today we're going to talk about things I wish someone told me before I joined campus, before I joined university, if you're joining college as well, any higher educational system that you're joining. These are things that I wish someone told me, and I hope that this will be valuable to you. Okay, let's get into it. Number one, be on top of your grades, be on top of your units. Okay, now units are it's like subjects of the course that you're taking. Like for example, I took special needs education, English literature. So one of the units is, for example, psychology. So it's like a subject under the course, in case you're like very new to these kind of things. So yeah, be on top of your units, be on top of your grades, especially if you're in a public university. I am in Kenyatta University, so yeah, first of all, if you're going to KU, oh my god, really be on top of this, because number one, grades zinaweza potea. Number two, wanaweza sema kufanya hiyo unit na ulifanya, sometimes they don't even mark the papers. So be on top of it and take screenshots. There's this story. So there's this guy who did the subjects, did the units, everything. Alikuwa anapata grades zake, but there's one thing this person was not doing, is taking screenshots of, like, you know how when you're done, when you like the semester is done, they usually post, for example in KU, they usually post the grades on your school portal. So now school student portal, so yeah, hakuwa take screenshots, hakuwa na any printed, scanned, whatever transcripts. So there's this time the system went down, everything was shut down. He lost hakuwa na any paste. You know how when you're paying, you usually get your scanned, when you're paying to the university, they usually give you something back to showcase that you paid, the receipts. And also when you're doing exams, they usually pay you, like they usually give you a card to showcase that yes, it's an exam card. Yeah, so yeah, hakuwa na keep anything. And that is how this man was, like, I think he repeated like a whole semester of like everything that he had done because of one stupid system mistake. There was a system hack, or I don't know, go down. I don't know what had happened to that system, but it went down and it went with all his marks, and the CA peke yake ishai happen hivyo. So be on top of your grades, number one. If you can take screenshots, take them. If you can print them out, print them out. I have printed everything. Like I have a printed document of my first year grades, my second year grades, and the units that I did in case something happens. Also, I have all of my exam cards, because you never know what will happen. Vitu zipotea, marks upotea. So I have all my exam cards from first year. I have all my receipts as a payment from first year, and I have all my grades and units intact in a whole document in case something goes wrong. So if you're going to a public, especially public universities, I don't know about the other kina MKU, Strathmore, I don't know, probably them, they have their systems, okay, but for us, people who are in Nairobi Uni, Kenyatta University, please, hey, stay on top of your grades, stay on top of your units. And even when I'm talking about keeping track of all these things, also, especially looking at first year, unajua utakuwa like isn't vitu rahisi. Kwanza there's this unit called UCU. It's like a common unit, a communication unit, and another one called environment. I don't know why we learn environment, but anyway. So this kind of units, which will seem so easy to you in first year, make sure you ace them all, because let me tell you, by the time of Kadadia, Kitakuramba. Me, I thought because the course that I did was English literature, special needs education. So special needs is kind of hard, but English first year was so easy. So I was like, hizi vitu ni rahisi. But let me tell you, hey, inafika huko sijui phonology and you want to cry. And when you pass your first year, then you get like all A's. It's like it boosts your GPA. So even if you like shuka kidogo in second year, third year, at least GPA iko somewhere. As opposed to someone who started out with D's and E's and soups and, you know, retakes. By the time anafika for this, it can't be saved. So yeah, that's one thing The next thing, point number 2, peer influence. Be yourself. Let me tell you, just be yourself. Do not succumb to peer pressure. Do not succumb to it. Be yourself, because let me tell you, you will go to university and you'll meet Museveni's daughter, Sonko's child. You know, like you'll meet big high profile people, and you'll also meet low profile people, not to bash anyone. You'll also meet people from different places. Mtu ametoka Kisumu amekuja na vitu zake zenye anajua kufanya, mwingine ametoka Mombasa. They've been raised differently, their perspective in life is differently, their morals are different. So be yourself, because it's so easy to be swayed. All right, these two things in peer influence that I feel like people have been swayed a lot about is relationships and drugs, clubbing, and you know, that kind of lifestyle. Vile ulitoka nyumbani ukiwa ulikuwa mtu mwenye hakunywangi, sijui endi mabash, hajui mambo ya wanaume wengi. Be that kind of small innocent person. Just be that person that your mom raised you up to be. Be the same person there. Be alert, of course. Be wise, of course, in your choices, but don't allow that other people's choices in life, decisions, lifestyles sway you. Because let me tell you, you will meet people who are given 10k per week to spend as shopping money. Wewe labda unapewa 1000 bob, labda hata upewi. Utapata mwingine analetwa hadi na driver, mwingine analetwa na chauffeur, mwingine chauffeur na driver the same. Wewe labda unatumia matatu, utapata mwingine ana drive. So the way they look at life is so different. Wewe angalia life vile wewe unaangalianga. Chanuka, yes, but angalia life vile wewe, especially if you come from like strict families, if you come from like Ocha and then you just landed in Nairobi. Kai. Well, just be yourself. Don't fake it for no one. Kama una accent usende kwa kujaribu kuongea na sijui some English UK accent because the rest of your class they speak a certain way. Kama you don't dress in short skirts that reach up to you, sijui wapi hapa, usiende kuvaa hizo vitu if it's not you. Because for one thing, it will show. It will show if you're trying to speak in an accent. It will show if you're trying to wear makeups zenye hujui kuvaa, unajaribu. Tusi vibaya kujaribu, but like don't pretend, okay? Ukijaribu hapo kuvaa sijui some ashawo clothings and that's not what you're used to. Like it will show that you're new to this, and you will become prey to all these for the other dear boys who want to take advantage. Speaking of that, relationships. Father God. I know that we go to like universities so that like you never know, you could meet like your forever spouse, and it's not bad to like have your eyes set out for that, but remember why you're there. Remember, oh my God, just remember that, oh my God, nimekuja hapa kutafuta degree, kutafuta masters, kutafuta diploma, ISAT. Put that in front of whoever you have a crush on, whoever is trying to serenade you, akwe na mado, akwe sihana mado, whatever. Put that in front of that. Put that in front of whatever temptation that may come. Put that in front, because let me tell you, let me not even start exposing a lot of relationships that I know, and especially if for example you have like a crush in the same class as you, because let me tell you, I've seen people who your boyfriend is in the same class as you. For example, like I am in English class, so my boyfriend, for example, sijasema kitu kama hiyo. But anyway, so my boyfriend is in the same class as me in English class. Unafikiria anashika kitu, mimi nashika kitu, alafu tunaibiana. I've even seen people who the boyfriend is not even there when unamfanyia cut. Relationships will mess you up in compass. I'm not saying don't get into them, but like put your education before whatever relationship. Put your education first, everything else comes second. See must to go in a relationship, see must to go clubbing every Friday, see must to go uvute bank, see must ukunywe chrome and ukonyagi, see must. Jikumbuke kwanza, lokumke nili kuleta hapa. Especially kama umetoka Ocha. Haya. Point number 3, and this also falls a lot in peer pressure, is friend group or friend circle. Be with people who ni kama mnaelewana kiasi when it comes to morals and your view of life, because it's so, a friend group can sway you so easily to the wrong direction, as opposed to the leader of the class has swayed you. It's more the swaying mostly happens when it comes to like friend groups. So make sure that your friend group, you have the same morals, you have the same view in lifestyle, you have the same you have the same view of life, and things like that. You can get, and also I know that there are some people who go to campo and like struggle with friend groups. In campo, especially like for us, because in KU, we do cards, and then in cards you're given groups. So you can identify the people that you want to be in your friend group through the groups, for example, and then approach them, and then you compare. You can join clubs and whatnot, and the people you go at home with, like this. It's so easy to make friends in campus. Just make sure that you guys align in terms of morals, because usikwe bitch boko. Okay, prostitute. But I'm not bashing anyone again. I'm not bashing anyone. So yeah, make sure that at least you align. Somehow you align, so that you don't get swayed into the wrong direction. Because let me tell you, a friend group can even like determine if you will finish university. Because kuna watu wengine uchochana wanze biashara na pesa ya school fees. Biashara inaanguka, pesa ya school fees imeenda hivyo, utambiaje babako, utambiaje mamako? Kuna wengine wanaingia in friend groups who mostly they gamble, and then you gamble with your school fees, you gamble with your pocket money, you gamble with everything, and then what do you tell your parents about your school fees? What do you tell them? Hi, another thing, and I feel like I should have mentioned this in the first point. Guy, and then ukijua unaenda kufanya, and be very, very passionate about it, because especially for people who are going by job that is government sponsored, sometimes utaenda ufike second year ukwe like, shit, I don't want to do this anymore, this thing is not for me, and then you decide to change it, and then ukienda kuchange, even though sponsorship imepotea, because that's not what the government put you up to and what is paying for. So you have now to go to SSP. So make sure before you even step in there, you know what you're doing. I'm so sure that if your first year you can like change courses and the government will still take you on, but then down the line it's harder. So make sure that you know what you're doing, and make sure you're passionate about it. Research about it even before you go. And especially for people who are SSP, that is self-sponsored, you have a lot of luxury to decide what you want to do. Si lazima hata uingie sai. So in September, goja until later January. Just think about it. Do I like it? What are the prospects of doing this? Because let me tell you, we'll go and do some, I don't want to mention any course and then you can go and do some course that the prospects are zero. Utapata a job quickly. You know no one in that job industry because you know this Kenya. Unaenda unafanya course na ujui mtu kwa hiyo area in government or someone in a company working there, and then kina kuramba. But I'm not for corruption or anything like that. I'm just saying that sometimes just be woke even in your decision making. Alright, like utapata mtu, the dad is a doctor, amepita poa, anaweza kuwa daktari, alafu anaenda anafanya kitu sijui hata it makes sense, na hapa kona connection. I'm not saying that that's all that counts in this country, but you get what I'm saying? Like, just be wise in your choice. Go, yes, for passion, but also look at your what is this going to give me after 10 years? You understand what I'm trying to say? Do you understand? Hi. Yeah, so I hope we're clear on that. The other thing that I don't know what point we're on, but the point that I wish someone told me, especially if you're going to like a public university, is find a hobby, find a part-time job, or open a business or something, because especially if you like me in university time back, because Corona came, there was a lot of striking, and there was even sometimes the school fees is not there. Like, it's just you'll have a lot of time in your hands sometimes, but see most, especially if you're like doing medicine, engineering, pharmacy, is hakunanga time mob. But like for my course, especially for the time that I joined, your time, yeah, striking and Corona, there's so much time in my hands, and thank God I discovered content creation, because I don't know what I'd be doing with all this time in my hands. So yeah, make sure, like, if especially out when you wanna kwanga you're in school in January and then September you break for long holiday until September, find something to do. Because you can have so many things. You can do online writing, you'll be paid. You can do content creation, you'll be paid. There's TikTokers, you go live, you get paid. There's so many things. You can start like a small business, start selling earrings, start selling dresses online. There's so many things that you can do. There's even promotional jobs that you earn, I think 1,000, 2,000 a day. There's so much. There's so much you can do. So and don't be shy about seeking out jobs, especially. That's one thing I wish someone told me. When you're finding a hobby, when you're finding a job, a business, whatever, do not be shy about it. Do not be shy when asking for these things, because I feel like social anxiety really takes over when you're seeking out help. Do not allow social anxiety to take over in seeking out help. So go for that job, go for that hobby. You want to start learning swimming, and you want to, especially like in schools, like for my example, my school, it's just hapo, and it's how much it was, but it's cheap. Go. You want to start learning basketball, go. You want to start learning volleyball, take full advantage of the resources in your school, and also full advantage of the time that will be on your hands, especially if you're those people who go for long holidays and seek out a hobby, seek out a job, seek out a business, whatever it is that you may come across that will keep you busy, because an idle mind is the devil's workshop. Keep you busy and keep you kidogo pia is okay. Also, you can do volunteership, especially for like the course that you're doing. For example, if you're like a nurse, go volunteer somewhere, you earn more experience. Imagine ukitoka hapo kuna more experience than mtu mwenye anafanya SSP alafu anasoma January, May and December. Wewe utatoka hapo hata kama umesoma tu January na September, hiyo long holiday ulienda ukafanya volunteership, a lot more experience, and people will, and I'm sure in the job market it will be easier for you because you have so much experience in volunteership and things like that. I wish someone told me that early. I really do. Anyway, so the next point, do not, hey, if you're going to live in a rented house outside of school, boy nam to 100%. I know of someone who walikuwa wamesema nyumba ni 6k. It was a bed sitter, so walikuwa wamesema nyumba ni 6k. Yeye analipa 3k, mwingine anatoa 3k. Kumbe nyumba ilikuwa 3000. Yeye alikuwa anapewa mwingine pocket money. Alikuwa anapewa pocket money. So just if you're, and also in this living situations, utapata mtu sijui ameleta demu yake, mwingine ameleta chali yake, mwingine ameleta some relative from sijui where, mwingine anakula sana, amekula chakula yako, like it's just, mwingine amekataa kulipa rent, and then you told your parents just 3000, says oh room say amekataa kulipa the other 3000. Where do you remove it? Sometimes, you know, life happens, money is not there. Mwingine hata amegamble na hiyo pesa ya rent, mwingine amegamble na pesa ya stima, mwingine amegamble na pesa ya gas. So just the person that you're going to live with, if it's a must, kama si, just make sure that you know the person. But if you do not know anyone, vizuri, live alone first. Live alone first. Hey, kitakurambo shangai. So yeah. This will help people who not only are joining, but people who already are there. And this is, what skills do you have and what skills are you going to give to the job market? Okay, for example, me, I'm a special education teacher. I deal with autistic children, I deal with cerebral palsy, I deal with all mental disabilities, and I'm also an English teacher. But here's the thing that I have that is extra. I went ahead, when I had like a long break, I went and did sign language. So now I'm also a sign language expert. So I can not only deal with normal children, I can deal with special children who are mentally disabled, and I can also deal with deaf children. Do you see what I'm trying to say? For example, you're a nurse. You can go ahead and do something to do with HR. You can go ahead and do something to do another short course to do with public health. And this doesn't have to be expensive. Still lazima sijui ufanye diploma, fanya tu ka certificate, so that, because let me tell you, what I've realized, because of hanging out a lot with people who are already done with schooling, is that your degree is most of the time not the only thing that you need in order to get those good jobs, those really nice like jobs, get jobs quickly. Like, you will need an additional skill set, and this country is really lacking on skills. So yeah, make sure you have a skill that is very much affiliated to what you're doing. And why I am saying this is like a bonus is because mostly ukiingia university this will not apply, but then ukifika huko that year, then you will be like, so I've done psychology, let me do something that is related to psychology that will also add a skill set. All right, so when you're ukiendelea kusoma, just continue identifying ni skill gani hapa naweza ongezea. By the time namaliza natoka not only with a degree but also with another skill in my hand. I hope this really helps someone. Another bonus pro point that I wanted to give is about bridging and diploma certificates and all of that. For example, you have finished your high school level and umepata marks za kwenda nursing, but then umebakisha teme like mathematics, umepata C, and you're supposed to have, like, for example, a B. I'm not sure what you're supposed to have when doing nursing. So for example, watakwambia bridge ili ufikishe hizi marks alafu kama ufanye stuff. Don't do it. Don't bridge it. If you qualify to start at like a diploma level, I know that a lot of people think diploma is not worth it, it's a waste of time, it's not big enough, but like for the skill set it gives you, it's worth it. So start with the diploma, because listen to this, ukishafanya your diploma, so utaenda tacho obviously, and then after your tacho probably you're going to get a job because you already qualified on a diploma, so you're probably going to get a job, and then after a while you're going to come back and do the degree. So imagine unaingia degree ukiwa na skill set kibao, and then ukifanya degree obviously kuna tacho, and then obviously kuna ka job, so you utakuwa more qualified than someone who just started bam at degree. And I'm saying people who start a degree are worse or anything. I'm just saying that if you have not qualified for a degree but you've qualified for a diploma, don't feel bad about it, because the skill set that you're going to get by starting at the diploma level is immense. All right, it's immense. The people who are in technical universities, the skill set that they come to the job market with is honestly immense, because after kufanya your certificate, then diploma, then degree, I mean, hata tunaenda kubishania wapi uko kwa job market as low uko na SAT, uko na diploma na uko na degree, already uko na ma experiences za hizi jobs zote. So yeah, do not feel bad if you have to start at like a lower level. It totally will work in your favor in the long run because of the skill sets that you will get. And this is not to make anyone who's starting out a degree, man's a degree, so this is not to make anyone who's starting out a degree feel bad. It's just that's just facts. Yeah, I feel like diplomas have just been given such a bad rep, which it's a good place to start, honestly. We got to sour, so if you look at me for bottom, we got to sour, okay? I'm gonna see you in the next one. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and comment. I hope Melewa, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask hapo kwa comment section. And you have anything to offer advice to the people who are joining, if you're already in the university, kama ulishatoka na uko na any advice that you'd like to give, drop them in the comment section, and I'm gonna see you in the next one.